Okay. Let's see. So, looks like all the Witcher gear stuff is going to be level 40. And yeah, so for Griffin, we have done 3 out of 6, so 50% of the way done with that. Then, Knight for Hire, you say. For the Ducal Carmelengo, learn the details of the contract. No level listed for this one. And what were we on previously? We were on the Wine Wars, which was, just to remind me, level 37. It's like we wanted to make a point of doing the level 37 quest because we're close to getting experience penalties on this. So, I mean, it's not like we're about to level up to 43. So we should be a little bit safe. Oh, also, we're still waiting on Paper Chase to be a week since we completed all that stuff, which apparently still hasn't happened yet. But, okay. Let's see. Out of curiosity, where is Knight for Hire? We spoke to the Carmelengo, did we not? We definitely did. And so I was surprised, because I remember we spoke to him, and then later on, we realized there was a quest that was tied to him. It's like, why didn't, you know, that conversation advance?
Perhaps you'll stay longer.
What?
How might I be of service? Ah, sir.
That guy's enraptured by that announcement. Strange as it may be. Yeah, so we'll take a look at least this other quest and see what it's all about here. I'm just a little bit wary of having like 3 or 4 quests halfway completed. I mean, there might potentially be nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, it'd be good to see a quest out from beginning to end. That boy just take that sword out on us right as we were walking past. Watch it, man.
Sunlight captured in a bottle.
Okay, so it is in here. Hello, Knight Errant.
It has died many times before their deaths. The valiant.
Okay, so now are you actually willing to talk to us about this quest? Because previously you were not.
Greetings, Knight.
We're not, like, see, this is the, like, what? Huh? We talked to him previously, but didn't see anything that seemed to advance the quest.
Go in peace for a night.
Except now it's updated.
My deepest
Okay. Weird. Now it does update. Complete the contracts you took from the Carmelite. Did we take these? Because, I don't remember taking these. It looks like this might be fun. I don't know, that seems awfully strange, at the very least. Joe came across an altogether typical-looking notice. Someone was looking for the help of knights or other strongmen. He concluded he met the above-stated requirements and set off for Knight's Dormant Square to meet with the Ducal Carmelengo. Yeah, like, can we even do that? We don't have the... Like, if we didn't actually hear from him, do we even have the information to do those things? Because, I mean, I don't know where to find that stuff. Yeah, because I do remember, like, you saw there that all the stuff was grayed out when we spoke to him, and that was because we did speak to him previously. Played him at Gwent, and what have you. But for whatever reason, it did not advance the quest. And I remember at the time, I was looking for something to advance some kind of quest plotline, because I figured this guy, even though he had a marker here, looked like he was significant. But we didn't have that option. Now, or later on, soon after that, I realized there was a quest that was asking us to talk to him. This one here. But as you saw, we went back to him, still didn't have that quest-related conversation with him, and yet suddenly, you know, it seems to have registered as if we did have a conversation that never happened. So, very strange. Yeah, so I don't know what to make of that. I don't know if we can even... To be honest with you, I don't even know if we can complete it. Is it even possible at this stage? Because that was a while ago at this point. Like, I don't think it's feasible to rewind the clock and reload a save, because we'd be talking like at least 10 hours, I think, worth of stuff, which I'm not so inclined to do. And by not so inclined to do, I mean that's not happening. So it might be more than that. I think it is. It might even be 20 hours. So I'm hoping that that is still possible. Okay, well, we do have stuff showing up on our map, right? Are these the things? Okay. These are apparently the things that are tied to his requests. They're basically just a bunch of the question marks, including some that were nearby where we were checking things out previously, namely that one there and that one there. So, okay. It does look like, in theory, we should still be able to complete it. It's just that it's still really strange. Okay, yeah. I guess that's all we really need to know. So, sure. Maybe he had something more specific he would normally say, but that would more directly tie to these exact things. But yeah, I mean, he did tell us that, so we're good, I suppose. It's weird that that didn't show up the first time we talked to him then, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll try not to think too much on that one. Otherwise, we'll drive ourselves crazy. But, okay, so that means that we should now have a wide variety of things to check out in all the various corners of Toussaint. So even if we are going up north here, we know we should make a point of going there. I mean, we were going to make it to the question marks at some point in time anyway. But the Witcher gear, that stuff we might not have otherwise known where to look at to find that. So let's just take a look at if anything is up near those northern estates. I think that is probably still where we're going to go next. We're going to make a point of trying to finish that. So, not seeing anything up there for Manticore. Wolf. No, is down here instead. Okay. Griffin. We have some of it. The remaining component, east, northeast, really. But also not where we're looking to go right now. Bear. Relatively close. In fact, I'm a little surprised we did not see that. Oh, except I think that's underground. That's probably why we didn't get that previously, because we have been here. Okay, so that's Bear. Then we have Feline, I think is maybe the only one we haven't checked yet. And oh, okay. This one is seemingly in that area. There's a bunch of stuff at this little building here, right? There's both feline gear and one of those things for errant knights to do at that spot. So something big is going to happen there. But that's good to know, because that is perhaps now something we will make a point of going out of our way to make happen. So let's... Oh. And we don't have a great fast travel spot other than just the vineyard here. But let's get back to one of those fast travel spots now. Now that we know all this stuff. Yeah, right. Most of them seem like they're on question marks. In fact, or at least first glance, it looks like all of them were. So we were probably going to get to those at some point in time anyway. But now we at least have a little more context. So let's head back up here. And yeah, Coronado Vineyard's still going to be the closest. Okay, and let's actually reactivate the Wine Wars. wherever you went. Coronata? Yeah. Ah, interesting. Search Vermentino and find proof of sabotage is optional. And I assume there's probably a similar one. Oh, that's for the evidence or the crime we saw or the note we read that said, hey, someone was deliberately trying to sabotage the vineyard. And we don't yet know if that's actually coming from the Vermentino group or not. That's interesting. Okay, so we're gonna deliberately make a point of checking out this stuff. Oh no, not Vermentino. Well, now we have Vermentino active. That's why that's showing us further south. We meant to go Coronata for now. It should be further north. Yes, or at least some of it is. Yes, like this one takes us very close to that very special place. So in that case, maybe we do... Let's go to this one. It's so close. Then we'll go that one, and then once we go up here, we might explore a little bit more in the general wilderness and see what many of these question marks are all about. But one step at a time here. Let's go this way first. A pheasant. Can we punch the pheasant? I just wanted to punch the pheasant. I didn't want to stab the peasant. I actually just wanted to punch the pheasant. Want to see what would happen if we punch the okay, we cannot punch the pheasant, apparently. Ooh. All I wanted to do was punch a pheasant. Is that so much to ask? I say to you. Is that so much to ask? Apparently. Well, oh. One moment we reactivate Golnoriel here, because it looks like we got ourselves another one of these situations, huh? More Archforce. Sensing a bit of a theme here. This is actually an abandoned site. Oh. Just one of them? Hold on. What is this? Huh? Just randomly meditating there? Whoa! What? What's that dramatic pan out all about?
Hard to believe it's over. Thank you, Witcher.
Just mixing it up a little bit. Usually we'd see the stuff where the people walk into this area slowly and it blurs back over to, or fades out into Geralt. Also, what is that sound? But this time just mixing up a little bit. See if there's anyone here to chat with.
Is it true peasants gotta carve his cows himself nowadays?
Some lootables. Oh, we do actually have some items that we can break down, I think. Like we saw that pickaxe head. Which are things that, you know, if we were to go back to oh, what do we have here? Dead people is the answer. But yeah, if we were to go back to the blacksmith or anyone like that, then we could potentially get them to break some of that stuff down. And we have yet to find any items that have required that we use those new crafting materials to make them yet. Although that may happen once we start making some of the new Grandmaster Witcher gear. Where did the dead person go? Over here. Because this area, at least according to Wine Wars Coronata, has apparently been finished, because we're already on 3 out of 5. So this, in theory, may be something separate from that. Well, we'll see. List marked with the seal of Liam Coronata. Okay. Do tell. Bogdan. Must take unusual precautions. We still do not know where these giant parasites are coming from, so put out additional guards. Burn torches by day and night, and never let the fires go out. Those wild plants are vulnerable to fire. Remember, our forest herbarium is vital. Oh, was this the herbarium that he was saying was overrun? Without the flavorings you secure for us, we will never manage to finish producing the spiced wine in which we had placed so much hope. I know men are afraid and do not wish to work, so instead of the stick which I have heard you are overly fond of using, announce I am raising their wages by 2 crowns, and that furthermore, they can report to the kitchen at the end of the week for a pan of pate. Okay. A little bit more context there.
Is it true?
The Coronados obviously saw that there were problems with their orchard and made some effort to investigate things. But based on the dead bodies, may not have gotten far in that investigation before, well, they died. Okay, so now let's head back over to this one here. There's like this tiny little house there. Or house is probably a strong word. But we'll see if we can run into that on the way over. In fact, we might have already been there. That might have been one of the... I think that might have even been the middle question mark. No, that was discarded treasure, I think. We'll see if anything comes of that. I think we've done everything here. Fairly certain of that.
The days pass. The pile of work remains the same.
Ooh. Nice little pathway down to this beautiful little... Is this the river? Or is this a lake? Does that continue going down? It might be the river. Looks pretty big. Could also very well be things in the river, because we were seeing previously in other bodies of water, there seemed to be a much higher concentration of loot in the water than there were in other locations. Like, we're talking, you know, huge seas of Skellige. Then, I mean, sure, there was definitely the various smugglers' caches, which were somewhat regularly distributed across the ocean, yes, but the ocean was just humongous, generally speaking. So I guess maybe, you know, the Velen area is perhaps a better example of lots of little ponds all over the place, but never really, or very rarely, anything good loot-wise in them. Except, of course, when we're talking under the bridges. Okay, these are level 44 bandits, and I did see a red chest there. So this is in theory tied to some kind of quest, or at least may give us some information about a quest. Big attack. But you're not dead yet. What's the matter? He tried to block the world. He didn't block it for long before he was sliced clean in half. Oh. Wow. Is that from the chest? Oh, that was from the chest. I was going to say, for a second I thought that was from the random bandit. I was like, that's awfully generous for him to drop what I'm pretty sure is tied for the best of the blinders. Okay, and out of curiosity, thought I remembered we looked at them at that most recent shop, and they were the same power as our existing blinders. They just probably look cooler. Yeah, they're the same effectiveness, but I think they probably look better. I mean, the color scheme may not be quite as good with what we have going on saddle-wise, because I think we have our Rivia saddle, which is blue and white, and so silver might have been a little bit better on the blinders than the gold, but this was the chest I was referring to. It's locked. Okay, so this is probably, in that case, a place we're going to end up going back to at some point in time for some kind of loot or treasure hunt-based quest. I do see this establishment over here, though, which does make me wonder if maybe, yeah, perhaps we got more going on here. I mean, it's level 44, which leads me to believe this might be an area where, you know, technically speaking, we're kind of supposed to wait a little bit before we head over here. Yeah, I know, we tend not to need to loot everything before we investigate stuff, but sometimes it does look, that was supposed to be Quinn. I feel like it's just a decent habit to be in, many of the times. Oh, that was a nifty maneuver there, Geralt. Yeah, this guy is being annoying. Oh, there are actually 2 archers back here. I really wanted you to shoot your friend. Let's, maybe whirl them both. If you could not run away so we could whirl you both simultaneously, that was kind of the whole point of doing that. And you denied me that pleasure? How dare you? So I'm wondering if we're gonna find the keys, perhaps even on this guy here. Journal from a journey around the world. Did you murder Magellan? First day in the expedition. I, Conrad Veit, will do the impossible in 80 days. Of course. Of course. In 80 days, I shall traverse the entire continent, from Caravista to Lan Exeter. I spit upon danger, hold the highest contempt, all the small-minded folk who predict catastrophe and failure. I shall prove to my adversaries that betting against me was the greatest mistake of their lives. A mistake for which they shall pay dearly in Nilfgaardian florins. Except crowns, because no one actually uses florins in Nilfgaard, despite it being the Nilfgaardian currency. 6th day of the expedition. I'm still in Beauclair. I've made no progress in in 6 of my 80 days. Alright. On great pace already. Keep to my pre-established plan, I should have passed the city by altogether, for I'm already 2 days behind. But, blast it all. My rear's about to fall off from bouncing on that infernal wagon bench. I've reached my limit of hard tack and dried pork. I've earned a bit of luxury, so it's time to visit the famed pheasantry. Day 8 of the expedition. I made some new friends in the pheasantry, kindred lovers of adventure all. They caught on at once to the idea of my expedition and decided to join me. Tomorrow we embark together. Yet Suzanne, one of my new companions, suggested we leave the city at once and pitch a camp outside Beauclair. There, we shall be able to conduct a thorough inspection of my supplies and prepare for the journey onward. Or this was just an elaborate way of setting up the raid of these bandits we just fought. We've made our provisory bivouac. Everything is examined, my funds counted to the last copper. Suzanne then made this totally normal whistling sound, directed at no one in particular, seemingly, besides maybe the large set of trees next to our camp, then said there was, "Don't worry about me," and said, "Think nothing of it." We all walked back to the camp and heard some rumbling, and then Suzanne was like, "Don't worry, bro, we're fine," and then 3 minutes later, we were all dead. Suzanne loaded everything onto a wagon and prepared the horses. I now sit by the fire, drinking est and enjoying an evening of relaxation. Life is beautiful. Except Suzanne betrayed you. No keys there, though. Might we find anything of that sort around here? Possibly. So I would imagine... Oh, that was a person for a second. I would imagine that if we are to find said keys, they'd likely be in a red chest somewhere. Are there any such chests? That one is red. Do I think so? So much wine, but you know... It is, of course, Toussaint. So, it makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah, this is just considered a bandit camp, and so this is probably, yeah, stuff we're looking for here. Oh, and we can even get crafting recipes for the Toussaint Ducal Guardsman's gear. Oh, but this is just the guardsman, not the guard captain stuff. Okay, so this is a little bit different. Unfinished report, although that is good to know that we will be able to make that stuff happen later on. Craft if we feel like it looks good. Key to a travel chest, that is presumably chest we saw previously, and the diagram for the trousers. Let's read the report. As per your orders, Philibert, we joined Conrad Vids' expedition. Ah, it was all part of the plan, see? This is gonna be Suzanne, right? A truly dense fool, that one. Set out from Caravista, meaning to reach Lan Exeter on his own. And best part is, he wasn't going to do any trading along the way. Said he made a bet with some pals that he could reach his goal in less than 80 days. His wagon was chock full of supplies, along with an altogether weighty trunk of Nilfgaardian florins attached to the coach box. We drank and ate all night at the pheasantry, on his coin. Still got heartburn. Didn't hesitate a moment before agreeing to let us join him on his journey. Our suggestion to pitch camp outside the city didn't raise the slightest suspicion. We near finished the job without even getting our hands dirty, but alas. Suzanne swung the hammer a bit too weakly. Skull didn't crack at once. Okay, so this is Suzanne's partner in crime. And even though that cretin was drunk as a lord, he howled bloody murder and spooked the horses. To make things worse, they were already harnessed, so they dragged the wagon straight into the lake. Ah, okay. Reason for why the wagon is over there, and the lock chest is over there as well. We're eager to get the blazes out of here quick as possible, because this place is crawling with those bleeding knights errant and ducal guardsmen, but as if out of spite, the wagons got stuck in the mud. A large ink blot renders the rest of the report illegible. Around the world in 8. That's a good point. I did not realize that it ultimately ended at 8 days, rather than the full 80, which is another clever play on words to build off of what was already a clever illusion. So I think now we're just heading back here. And I mean, we can examine this, not that we really need to, because we know what we're looking for.
Wheels. Merchant's wagon.
I do also like how, for the past several minutes, you could hear the birds whistling in the background there, and there were some pretty elaborate songs they were singing. Okay, so this. Oh no, this one. So they said he was carrying a whole bunch of stuff here. Just how much stuff did he have, and how valuable was it? We're about to find out. Titanus shell, hard leather, some Dimeridium, Ducal Guard captain's boots. Okay, more valuable jewels, precision bolt. Let's not take that deliberately. Who needs precision bolts, I say? Not Geralt of Rivia. Okay, let me just double check where exactly we are right now. We're on our way over. Still. And we will need to, in theory, cross the river or body of water at some point here. Oh man, it's so deep. I don't know if we can do it. Oh boy. That was tough. Hey, look at it. I don't think our feet are wet. Geralt might be a prophet. Confirmed. Okay, so I think... Yeah, I do see this stuff over there. Is there a person there, or is there just a bunch of stuff? There's stuff up there. Let's see if there's... obviously some indication. Yeah, there's a question mark there. So... let's save that for now, on the assumption that when we do go for that question mark, we'll explore the general area as well, and we might do that immediately after this one. Depends. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's right up here. Let's preemptively Quen, just given how there's been quite a theme these previous encounters in this quest. Also, what are those things over there? Here's something big. Those trolls? I believe those are numerous trolls. Perhaps guarding a hidden treasure? I mean, I'll have you know, we've made friends with numerous trolls. Dare I say we are potentially a troll's best friend? So, yeah, but they're rabid. Rabid rock trolls. Not sure there's any reasoning with them. So, bring it on. 2 at once is tough. 1 at a time is not so bad. Man, they have good armor. None of that, please. generally, our rule of thumb has been... Put Gwen back on real quick here when we can, although it takes us some time because we are wearing medium armor here. They have the crazy long combo, like crazy long combo. But our general rule of thumb has been attack, attack, then when they start blocking, throw the Igni in, attack, attack. Oh, that was a quick block. Usually we can go a little bit more aggressively than that. Then you run away, how dare you? Get back here. Get back here, rabid rock troll. Don't bring your friend. We had done a good job of separating you from your friend. I think we just Igni'd that rock out of existence. We may have done that. I would like to fight the weak rock troll, please. Not the one that is on full HP right now. Did I hit the other one? It might have. When he's up at the moment... Oh, we got that back just in time. Don't think we can whirl on them when they have their back turned to us. Oh, that's the one that was on much more HP. I did not realize that. Please don't do that. We do not have Gwen on anymore. Please change that. Ooh, mistimed it. Mistimed it. And lost the Gwen. Don't have the Igni back yet. That one was always gonna hit us. Although that rock troll does go down here to the damage over time. I think we got a bleed on that one then. Now the other rock troll's running. Not so fast, buddy. Old I mean, well, actually, if we could, just like get stamina back first, so that we can proceed to do this. That'd probably be preferable, to tell you the truth. We lose Gwen. No, we still have it. There we go. Wait a little bit longer than I realized on that. Did you just not get Igni from that? You just seem to not care at all. Quen is about to expire. Just reactivate it. Surprised that staggered you, to tell you the truth. Not really expected to do that. Igni usually does, though. There we go. Okadoke. Rabid rock trolls down. At least it's not Archboars this time. But what's the deal with this dude? Letter to Cosmo Cyril. And also a key to a lockbox that might be to a chest around here that we just haven't seen yet. Let's see what the letter's all about. Yeah, prophets don't get their feet wet, remember? Brother, enough of this hesitation, this fretting, these feelings of guilt. Liam Coronata pays you practically nothing, and you've got a family to feed. So do as I say. Load up a cart with barrels of that new spiced wine in the night, quiet as a mouse, haul it away from the castle, or estate, not castle, head northwest, and when you cross the stream, you'll find men waiting for you. Give them the barrels. They must be desperate to get this wine, because merely as down payment, they've handed me a pleasantly heavy pouch. Except, they're planning on raiding and getting all that stuff back. Just be careful, because a pair of those vile rock trolls hunt in the Pleasure Valley. Or, well, okay. Maybe it was ultimately just the rock trolls that did the job, given how those are the ones we just fought. How'd trolls end up there, you ask? They were imported. Are trolls not native to this area? For the tourney, for the knights to battle for the crowd's amusement. Thing is, they fled the transport and began slaughtering their way across the land. Yes, hide the share of the down payment I've sent, because if someone finds you with that kind of coin, they'll start asking questions of our business, and our business will end quicker than it began. P.P.S. My advice, bury it in a pile of dung. No one will look there. Oh, was that the pile of dung that we saw in one of those villages? The Garrett was commenting about how stinky it was, but we didn't have the key for it. I didn't realize that was... I thought that was kind of far away. But, suppose that could still work. Also, this is still glowing? Although, not seeing anything that we can still loot. for it. We need to be underwater? Is there still anything to loot for it? Maybe not? Take this. It's actually decent stuff. Ooh, formula for blue armor die. That's new. You did see the loot button? Okay. It is possible. It is possible. I will proceed to absolutely annihilate that loot button. Oh, there it is. Note and inkwell. Oh, right. The note is actually not something you can read. It's a generic note, not one of interest. Can we loot anything from this boat here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, is there anything else over here? Or are we good to go? I think we might be good to go. Oh, and this, we might have looted that on our way in, right? Okay, let's just double check our map here. Because at this stage, if we wanted to, we could go down to this question mark. Which, something to be said for doing that, because we're obviously in the general area. Although, this looks like it's a somewhat significant place that we might end up on a future occasion, and it's in that general area, so maybe we go after all the question marks then. So I was thinking maybe we pass on it for now, because we have a bunch of question marks up here, and we're definitely going to go for this one that's obviously quest related, but then this one where we're getting the cat school gear, as well as one of the other night related things from the Carmelingo, I believe, and then of course a bunch more question marks up here, so we could just spend a bunch of time checking out this stuff if we really wanted to. So I think we got more than enough question marks for now, is basically what I'm getting at. If that is of interest to check those out, then have no fear. We'll have plenty to investigate. But we'll just focus on the ones in this general area first. What's that? Gotcha. A fairly straightforwarder. Yeah, I don't really think we spent... Whoa! That's a giant centipede, is it not? At first I was like, what the heck is that thing? Remind me what we're supposed to do to fight them. I think it's Yurden? I think it's Yurden. They're insectoids, right? Apparently we have a new one in here somewhere that we've not yet investigated, but yeah, giant centipede is insectoidal, surprise, surprise, and Yurden. They were pretty tricky when we fought them down. Oh. Is it a Pale Widow? I don't remember hearing about these. This rare variety of giant centipede dwells in underground layers, and maybe this was actually the kind that we fought previously. It owes its name to its unusual pale white coloring. Like the more common giant centipede, its body is covered in hard chitinous armor, with numerous hooked limbs sticking out from underneath. Some scholars raise these creatures in laboratory conditions for their properties of their albumin, which makes an excellent base for brewing of mutagenic potions. Well, whatever it was that had a star next to it suggesting it was new, we've hovered over it now. Okay, so let's put on our insectoid oil here. Wherever that may be. There you are. And yeah, Silver Sword still in good enough shape to be using it here. I didn't catch the level of this guy, but I assume it's going to be fairly high. Okay. You have Quen up. Want Yurden. Let's do this as soon as we can. You are 40-something. Also, we do not have that active, but now we do. Oh, wait, hold up. It's in the Yurden. Get him. 42, was it? One of them down. Maybe 43? Oh, I was about to Yurden you. Okay, you're about to come up here. I see that. Have to come up there. I see that. We just like preemptively Yurden. There we go. That's the strategy. You Yurden, and they try to come right up where you're standing. So you Yurden, and then you just step out of the way right as they're about to pop up. Then they do their little Yurden dance, and you take them out.